All righty, so now we're going to talk about holiday selling. And you guys forgive me, I've had a headache since Friday morning. I don't know what's blooming. I can't get rid of it. So I'm going to try to be as uplifting and as exciting as I can. Let's see, let me get back to my notes. So with the holiday selling, we come from a long line of big sellers. My senior sales director, Roxanne, was a huge seller. She had 350 in her customer base. You guys know every year at her holiday open house, her 3-day open house right before Thanksgiving or right after Thanksgiving, she would always sell like $9,000 during that weekend. Her customers would just come through, and then whatever she had packaged up, if she put some gift sets together, she would use what was left over and package that up and take them to the car dealers on like the weekends right before Christmas or a few days before Christmas, because the car salesmen, they do a lot of, they're always working, and so she would always sell another 6,000 out of her trunk. So tonight what we're going to do, we're going to kind of give you a lot of different scenarios of how you can literally create a $10,000 holiday profit Christmas. And I'm going to break mine down, then Mary Ann's going to give you some tips, and I think Jennifer's going to be on, and Trinity's going to try to get on. But if Trinity doesn't get on, we're going to make it a part 2 for next week, because we all have our own strategies. But what I love about this is we're going to give you all these ideas, and you're going to, figure out what your numbers are, and you're going to crunch your own numbers and figure out what you're excited about. And you're going to decide what you want to make this holiday selling season. Now, if you're brand new, your holiday selling season may look a little bit different. But as you continue to grow, like this will be my 19th Christmas, or my 18th Christmas. And so I've built this solid customer base. And so it's really easy for many, many years, now for me to sit down and say, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and I crunch it. And that's what I'm going to do today, is give you my numbers. And then, like I said, Mary Ann, Trinity, and Jennifer are going to give you their numbers. And so always knowing your numbers, that's what we've always taught you. Knowing your numbers so that you can create your own paycheck. Now, I do want to add this holiday limited edition for 2019 is hot. Off the charts, probably the best I've ever seen. Now, when you look through your little order form book, remember we teach you to always, this is a complimentary order form. When you're ordering, at the bottom it says, do you want, a consultant order form? Always say yes. These are great to use knowing the prices when you're at your appointments. I keep it on my inventory shelves, so I know what I'm running low on. I keep it everywhere because I can't remember prices anymore. But whenever it's a new quarter, they always put the new limited edition right here. And if it's new limited edition, it will run out, okay? If it says new regular line, there's plenty of stock. But this year's limited edition is going to go. And in previous holiday selling seasons, usually something that's hot will sell out by October 1 and October 2nd. October 1st and 2nd. Here's the deal. Order big, sell big, okay? Don't get freaked out if Christmas, you've got some left. It's okay. Mary Kay is so smart. They package it to where it looks like Christmas, but it can also be Valentine's. It can also be spring. And so whatever you have left over, it has a 3-year shelf life, and that just gives you more items to show next Christmas at your holiday open houses and things like that. That was Roxanne's success. I mean, one thing, she used to always take pictures, and I would just really scrutinize her pictures and like, what is she showing? And I would see things from Christmas past. I'm like, oh, she has a lot more variety. So it's, the eye sells. And so her customers walk in her home, and she has skincare station, she has a Glamour bar station, body care station, lip station, limited edition station. She had all these different stations throughout her home, just beautifully merchandised. I mean, she was so good at merchandising. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I would want to buy all that if I walked in her house too. And so never, ever, ever freak out if you do have some limited edition items left over, because they're great for other selling seasons. Okay. So remember, limited edition this year will go fast. So get your holiday order ready. You're a retailer. Don't be afraid. Get off the fence. Get it done. All right. So here is my $10,000 profit Christmas, which means when you add all this up, it's $20,000 retail. And here's how I'm going to break it down. If you've watched some of my holiday selling videos before, it doesn't change. This is what I get excited about, and I'm a creature of habit. I'm not going to change it. And so I'm going to go over it again. Marianne she'll probably have some other things that she does, but it's good to see a variety. And like I said, you can create your own, you take golden nuggets from everything that you ever learn and hear, and you create it and make it your own. All right, so first of all, when you are creating your holiday paycheck and you're trying to strategize, you want to figure out from November to your cutoff date, okay? You get to decide, because you're self-employed, when you want to be on holiday, okay? Christmas vacation. For me, it used to always be the cutoff of when the kids would get out of school. So if they would get out around the 19th, sometimes they'd get out around the 17th, that would be the day that I would stop. Up to that date, I wouldn't hold any more appointments, and I would start baking cookies, candy, and doing the holiday stuff. Okay, that's just something that I worked for from like November to whatever my cutoff date was. Now that my kids are a little older, I think I've even pushed the envelope. I actually had an appointment on December 21st and December 23rd before. Okay, that doesn't mean that I didn't start Christmas. It just meant that, I knew in my mind I still had 2 more appointments, but I was still baking cookies when the kids were out of school. I love creating my own schedule. I love creating my own paycheck. And so you get to figure out when you want that cutoff to be. Okay, so when you're looking at your date book and you're getting ready to book all this, you know when you're working. Now, here's my strategy. So first things first, I'm going to hold 10 holiday glamour parties. Okay, that's where I'm going to book my customers to host holiday glamour and getting their skin holiday ready. We're going to have 10 of those. I usually make sure I average about 5 faces there. And you guys know that I easily average $100 a face. So I know that each one of those parties is going to generate at least a $500 party. Now, 500 times 10 of those parties is going to be $5,000. Okay? $5,000 retail sales. Silent hostess. Love my silent hostess. Okay? And so during the summer, I do a silent hostess for the cheerleading squad at school, but you can also do a silent hostess with some of your customers that might need to earn extra money. And so during the summer, I always do the Kiss for a Cause for the lip glosses, and then I've always put a book in there, so they end up ordering way more than lip glosses. But during the holiday selling season, there's a mascara and eye makeup remover one, and it's got 30 rows. Just a second, let me get the noise, the background.
I'll tell you about it. I'm just listening to everything.
Okay. Just a second. Okay, there we go. We've got all the background noise. It always sounds really funny on the video after we record it, so we're good. So during the holiday selling season, I try to find 10 silent hostesses, okay? And so these are like 10 of my young girls that might need some extra money. Because what I do is I have something similar to this, and it has 30 rows down, and it has the eye makeup remover and the oil-free, or eye makeup remover and a mascara. Okay, so that roughly is about $30. It's more than $30 now, but I'm just for easy math, I'm just telling you what it is. So you have 30 rows down, and you're featuring an eye makeup remover and a really awesome mascara. Those are quick sales. And so someone working in an office can pass this around and get 30 orders And 30 times 30 is $900 per silent hostess packet. So I try to find 10 hostesses that would like to earn some extra money, and I give them 20% of what they sell in cash. Because remember, I'm trying to help them earn Christmas money. It can be college students, it can be single moms, anybody that could use an extra, 20%, that's $180, almost $200 in just by handing out something at their work or at their school or whatever. Here's another thing, okay? So this is also generating, and so is the skincare classes, generating new customers that I'm going to be contacting for the new year, new you makeovers, okay? New customers to contact starting in the new year. So if I'm doing 10 silent hostesses and there are 30 slots for 30 different people, they're going to give me their name and phone numbers. I'm going to have over 300 new contacts to text them at the start of the new year. The parties that I'm going to do, that's kind of unlimited because you guys know I play the referral game. So that is generating future business for our January to June push, because that's where magic happens. You really grow your business from January to June, but your December, your holiday sets you up for all that exciting new business, okay? So 10 hostess packets of 30 for 30, that's going to be $9,000. So when you're adding up our production, our production here and our sales, we're at $14,000. Pop-up shops, love pop-up shops. When I do pop-up shops, these are people that they work in an office. They're my customers. They get me in. I go to their break room. I bring sometimes little mini cheesecakes. I used to be able to get those at BJ's, little mini cheesecakes, or donuts or coffee. And I set up a display just like you would do like a vendor booth. And I always try to think of something that I can do hand facials quickly on their break that's going to generate a wow. Okay, so it'd be like microdermabrasion, serum C, toning lotion, things like that. Those are big sellers. So I never sell less than $600 in an hour at a pop-up shop in a break room. Also, always make sure they register for my giveaway. So then I've got more leads to text and follow up when I start back working in the new year. New year, new you makeovers. These are now my contacts. I wasn't looking for that one-time sale. Never, ever let a sale be that final moment, don't let it be in vain. Okay, everything you do has to generate and create a vein for your business that's going to bring more business down the line. If you ever talk to me, I can tell you where everybody came from. Even Trinity, who is eight rows down, I can tell you what event eventually generated Trinity and that whole Tennessee area. One event. I was a star consultant. I had been in Mary Kay for 2 years. An 80-year-old woman called me to order the classic line, told me about her daughter who had twin daughters who needed makeovers. And boom, 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 boom. I don't even know how many years later. 8 rows down. When I say 8 rows down, there was 8 consultants before I ever got to Trinity. And so I never let an event be in vain where it's just a sale and that's it. We're not Avon, okay? You've got to dig and figure out where that vein is going to lead to that's going to be like, the big moment. So now we're looking at numbers. We're at 14,000. Pop-up shops. I'm going to do 5 pop-up shops this year, and I know I'm going to average about $600. So that's going to generate $3,000. Okay, so now we're at 17,000. And once again, remember they're going to register for my giveaway. They're going to that's new contacts. I'll always give a special gift for the office manager and the person who got me in, so that they keep having you come back. Valentine's, Mother's Day, all those special times, they pop in. So I just got a call last week that I'm going to be setting up Wednesday at a medical center, 150 nurses and therapists. I'm so excited. I've already got some new Christmas things to set out, Christmas display, because my table is going to look Christmassy. That's a whole nother contact. That's a whole nother new pop-up shop that I've never done before. And so I'm already going to do that. Facials, 10 facials. I'm going to generate at least 10, getting back in front of 10 of my existing customers to do some holiday makeovers and follow-up appointments. And so I'm always going to at least average $100. You guys know I always do $150. That's my rule. I'm going to sell you $150 when you sit down with me, because I'm going to make $75 an hour. But just being conservative, I'm going to, in my numbers, I'm just going to say I'm going to average $100 a face, and for holiday glamours. And I want to talk just really quickly how you get good with Glamour. I was not good with Glamour. I was not comfortable with Glamour. And so when I was a new consultant, I'm looking for our lookbook. I don't think I have a lookbook. Oh yeah, I do. Okay. So when you get these lookbooks in the mail, okay, or you get your lookbooks, we have these awesome makeup artists who put together Glamour looks for us. And so what I used to do is I would go through and I would find the models, okay, looking for the models, and it always tells you what they're wearing, and I would take my loose samples, okay. Our loose samples come like this. They're 18 to a page. They're self-adhesive, and I would laminate these. I would tear these pages out of a book, and I would laminate them, and I would have them featured on display. Now, I don't do so many samples because I have my palette that has every color in it. And I let them pick what look they want. And that's what I sell. And that's how I know what to order, because I know what I'm going to show. It goes back to that whole sell what you show. And so if you're not good with Glamour, don't be afraid of it. Just do what the makeup art. These are beautiful, and these are going to look really beautiful laminated. So if you're doing a holiday table this year, tear it out, take it and get it laminated, and boom, you've got a nice little display, okay? And then you can do individual little compacts with the colors in there so that they can see this is this look, this is this look, and that looks really great on your workstation table for your party also. So that's how I got good. So every season, the makeup artists have new looks with the models, and that's how I got good with putting colors together. So I'm going to do 10 follow-up holiday Glamour for my existing customers. I'm going to average at least $100 a face. That's $1,000. Pink Friday sale. Always do my Pink Friday sale after Thanksgiving. Is that Black Friday. Now, if you're brand new, I'm just going to tell you my very first one, I sold $800. I think I had 65 customers, okay? Many years ago. So that way you can kind of strategize how much you think you're going to sell at your Pink Friday sale. And so if I had 65 customers and I sold $800 at my very first sale, you can kind of, guess what you're going to do. I now sell about $2,000 to $2,600 after the discount. So when you add in the discount, I think that can be anywhere from like $3,500 to $4,000 in products sold that day. So when you're adding all this up after my discount, I'm at $20,600, and that is my holiday selling paycheck that I'm going to do for my holiday from November until whatever my cutoff date is. Now, there's going to be some other things that we're going to talk about, but I'm going to let Marianne and see if Trinity and Jennifer are on yet, and then I'm going to turn it over to them. But one thing I want you to know is that it's September, and if you don't have product yet to show, work really hard to get your store built before the holidays get here in November, mid-November, because the eye buys, the fluff sells, okay? It's hard really to sell during the holiday season from an empty wagon. People spend money like it's water, okay? And so hear me now. That's why we're talking about this now. Order big, sell big, okay? All right, Marianne, I'm going to turn it over to you, okay?
Oh, okay. Here we go. My computer's been slow. So one thing I want to add to everything that Michelle did, because, I'm like her replica, and so I do all of the above. So the one thing I want to add is selling to husbands. And so I absolutely love my husband's gift giving service. I am Santa shopper. And so I do take time and I schedule that time so it actually gets done. And I go through all those customer profile cards. And if they have a gift giver's name written down, even if it's not a husband, it might be a mom. Some people put like a best friend or a sister. And I just reach out to them. And I do call during like daylight hours, especially if it's gentlemen. I want to be respectful of people's time. Like nobody wants a woman calling at 9 o'clock p.m. That's awkward. So like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. is the time that I would call gentlemen, and, leave a voicemail if they don't answer. And I just introduce myself, hi, my name is Mary Ann, and I know your wife. I'm her Mary Kay beauty consultant. I'm the one who takes care of her skin and makes sure she's super happy. So you're super happy. And she has a list of products that she absolutely loves to use. And so if you haven't started your Christmas shopping for her yet, I have some suggestions. Would you like for me to share them with you? And so if they're like, yeah, sure. And I'll say, do you want me to list them, or do you want me just to text them to you or email them to you? Because like they're going to remember. Sometimes they'll just be like, yeah, get her all that. And I just say, okay. And you don't ask questions, and you don't like throw up on the phone. You just do it. I remember my very first one, they bought like they were going to do a basket. I was doing like a 12 days basket. We'll let Trinity talk about that later. And they just kept going and going and adding stuff. And eventually it was a $300 basket. I was like, whoa. And she's still here with me 6 years later, 3 husbands later. No. So as long as you stick around, you'll be there for your customers, even if their husbands aren't. So gotta love being, this is being recorded. I'm just dying right now. I'm gonna stop. But customer service for the men, I do package it really awesome. And I let them know, you just give me your budget and I fill it and I package it and I deliver it. So I make you look like the hero and I do all the work. So those are the words that I use. On average, they spend about $100 each. And so I usually just ask them for their budget and I say, she likes this, this, and this. They don't really care what it is. Like, they really don't need an explanation. It's very rare that they ask you what it is. So you just package it up and bring it to them. Schedule, say, would you like for me to bring it to your workplace, or can we meet, at a mutual place during the day, during your lunch hour? And then you can meet them with the big fluffy basket. And, obviously you're giving them Mary Kay. So that is my husband's stuff that I have to add to that one.
Good. Awesome. All right, Jennifer, do you want to share your holiday selling tips?
There. Can you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay. I'm probably the low man on the totem pole when it comes to holiday selling. It's not something that I've made as far as doing shops or packing my trunk and going to because I think I've just really built my business on appointments. And so I tried to make the most out of where I was. And so there were little things that I would do different or add to around the holiday time. One of my favorites are the clear ornament globes that pop open, so it's half and half, and would put the fake snow in just a little bit with a lip gloss, because then the colors with the fake snow and the box and the clear, and then you put all the ribbons through the little ornament hole, and so it makes this really cute ornament at Christmas time. What I would do is I would have those pre-made, and then I would take those to my appointments with me as an add-on. And Michelle's right, the sales. And so when they can see that it would be something that they could add on. Another thing, I did have a really big party one December where I did a little bit more than just the ornament and taking that along with me. I did, you got to kind of have story starters. It's what educators call them. And that's because it gives them the idea of something to do. So like taking the oven mitt and putting the satin hands with it, or a cute little bath towel. The neat thing about TJ Maxx, I mean, come on, that's like a lifesaver right there. And you can go to TJ Maxx and get the cutest little hand towels and put the satin hands with it as an add-on, or I know I did this at the end of the school year, but you could so do it at Christmas time instead of just teacher gifts, or teacher gifts at Christmas. Come on. Then TJ Maxx had the cutest little bath baskets, and I would put 2 hand towels, a washcloth, and a hydrating lotion, and a wash and shave, or a satin hands, or a hand cream, or even, I love doing the oil-free eyes. And then at the Dollar General, they have stickers of diamonds, just like Seminar, when we're at Seminar, and Mary Kay does the diamonds around the oil-free eye cap. I love that. What girl can turn that down? All the bling. And so to put that in the middle of that little basket just adds to it. And it's not a lot of money that you've added to it, but makes it a great little gift basket, even in itself or as a starter, so that, like when Marianne's calling her husbands, all those husbands she has, she calls it to be her starter basket. And then she puts in the things that are more specific to her customers and add to it. I mean, it just gets sweeter and sweeter. That's my personal take on holiday stuff. I add little things, and I take it to my already appointments and add to it that way.
That's awesome. It did. Yeah. I'm not like there. Jennifer kind of touched on the trunk thing. There's a lot of people, y'all, that do a lot more. Even like going to the point of decorating their trunk super cute and having their cookies coming out of the trunk, and everybody just pulls up in the driveway. I just kind of, like Jennifer said, we just kind of stick with what we already do, and then just kind of fluff it up a little bit more to get that added sale, or even that extra booking, you know, because people kind of like to gather and mingle and show off their homes during the holidays. And so if you've got it in your mind that people are too busy during the holidays, they're not. They want to show off their homes. I mean, I'm not on Facebook, but my sister tells me about the Christmas tree wars. Everybody competes with how many Christmas trees they can put up in their home. I'm like, you mean people have more than one? I can barely have one. But, you know, so they want to show it off. She talked about the little diamonds that you can get, and I found this. And now Robin did tell me, thank you, Robin, she's our craft queen too, that I could have bought it in a regular strip instead of one strip. But you can take it, if you get it on with the strip, and wrap it around the edges of like the tops of like your eye makeup remover, like Jennifer was talking about, like, you know, she's talking about the big diamond, or even it's really pretty on your facial peel bottle and any of your lotion caps, and just bling it up and just really give it that extra something for the holidays. Jennifer did mention the 2-in-1 body bath gel, shave gel. Oh, if you're new and you have not ordered that for yourself with the matching hydrating lotion, go ahead and do that now, because that is a regular line, ladies, and gentlemen. So when all this other stuff is sold out and you're like, what am I going to, you know, sell for holiday sets or whatever, that's regular line. So go ahead and order it, and it's going to stay around forever. It is amazing, amazing stuff. Okay. And I don't think Trinity is on yet. I know she was going to be running late. So we're going to do a part 2. Yes. You got something, Jen? Go ahead. I see you.
I was copying Marianne.
I was just going to say, just to point out something so that we can have these aha moments. I make sure you have the amount of income that you want to bring in, you know, over the next October, November, December, you know, especially because of Christmas. You know, how much money do you want to have in November so you can do your family shopping for Christmas? Also, remember to go ahead and write down your Christmas list for everybody that you got to shop for, and fill in all the Mary Kay stuff that you can get for them. I'm telling you, I'm getting 6 of those masking pods for myself, so I can use them like all year long. And y'all don't tell, but my daughters are all getting the masking pods in their own stinking brush. I don't want none of them fighting over it. So all my girls are getting it. So that's already like $200 or more worth of sales just on us. Like, how many other people do you know do the exact same thing? Okay. And then also taking the new stuff and just like sticking it in a basket. I dare you. put it all in a basket and say, this is the limited edition basket. That whole day basket will sell. I promise you. I promise you it will. And so think about, okay, how much income do you want to bring in? And, you know, let's say you want to like bring in $2,000. So double that number. Do you have $4,000 worth of product on your shelf? Because if you want to sell it, you got to, you know, like have to be able to give it to them. So just think about, like, make that connection of, I will sell it if I have it, and then I will make that income. So just that little put the two together thought.
Yes, Jennifer.
I'm following Marianne, raising the hand. School teacher at heart, right there. Marianne brings up a good point about making sure you write down a number, not just so it's in your vision, and you're constantly looking at it, because we know what happens if you don't have a goal. You're just wishing for something. Mm-hmm. And so write down the amount that you're wanting to sell. One, and Marianne makes a very good point to make sure you have enough to back that up. But two, have the goal in your face to keep you on track of how close are you, because that goal will push you. If you're only $100 away or $200 away even, and you're getting close to your deadline of when Michelle said take off for your holiday for your family, you're going to work a little bit harder because you're so super stinking close. So make a goal of what you want your holiday stuff to be, whether it's just an add-on, an extra, whatever, but keep that in your face constantly.
Yep. And look, just because it's Christmas Eve and you think everybody's finished shopping, I dare you to go ride around at the Walmart and watch all those poor men, no offense, Richard, running in like zombies and just buying whatever. Why don't you stop them and say, hey, I've got some really great prepackaged Mary Kay gifts in my truck. I knew somebody that used to do that. And then I've heard of a great, this didn't happen to me, I wish it happened to me, but one of my director friends, her consultant was a single mom and had not had enough money to buy her daughter's Christmas yet. And it was the day before Christmas Eve, I believe, the night before Christmas Eve, or yeah. So, you know, like 2 days for Christmas, she gets a call, and it was from a lady who had just came into town. She had been out of the country and had arrived and had not bought any Christmas. And she said, I know that Mary Kay consultants have gift sets and they have stock. I just don't want to go to Walmart. And she spent $1,800 with her. And that was that single mom's Christmas for her daughter. Now, granted, don't even go there with me about why she needed $1,800 or $900 to buy Christmas. We have never spent that kind of money. We spend $100 per child, but that's a whole nother mommy education.
You felt guilty for being out of town, out of the country for so long.
Well, no, it was the single mom. Yeah, well, it was a single mom that was using the money to go buy her daughter's Christmas. Let's hope she didn't spend $900 on her one child, but the lady that was out of the country spent $1,800 on her family. You know, isn't that crazy? You just hear all kinds of wonderful stories at Christmas time. Miracles happen, and so set your goal. Okay, guys. Anybody else want to say anything? I hope you guys are excited. Order so big, yay! All right, quarter ends tonight at midnight, and if you're close to finishing your star, finish it. It's the first quarter star. And we will have Trinity share next week about the 12 days of Christmas. You don't want to miss that. And that is another big seller that I used to do. I didn't put that on my list. And then the second thing is she's going to talk about the grandparent. What's that called? The grandparent?
Adopt a grandparent.
Adopt a grandparent. That is really, really sweet. That's a paycheck of the heart too. And that puts a lot of Christmas money in your pocket, and you know, a great cause. So we'll have a part 2 next week, and we'll have Trinity. Yay. All right. So it's 9:34, guys. We're going to turn off, and if you were late tuning in, it's recorded and it'll be on our YouTube channel tomorrow. All right. Good night, everybody.
Night.
Night.